Hi everyone again, it's Rowan here. I realised that I don't think I've ever made a video that explains what I do. So this is just a short video just to tell you what I do and why. I used to have a vegetable farm growing rare and unusual vegetables for seed to sell to small heritage seed companies here in Australia. When the farm was sold, it was leased, so when it was sold I just didn't have the heart to start again. It was just so much work for one person, and setting it up and putting all the infrastructure in, the irrigation and everything, it was just too much for me to think about. So I'm stuck now with just a quarter acre, a backyard of space to grow my potatoes on. It's really nowhere near enough to actually do any proper breeding, certainly not enough to do trials on. So what I do is to keep and save as much potato genetic material as I can, variety that you can't find in Australia. All the potatoes I grow are traditionally grown ones from South America, from the Peruvian and Bolivian areas. And since it's been a long time since we've been able to import potato seeds into Australia. Please don't import potato seeds into Australia. There's so many diseases that you could introduce, so many viruses that we just don't have here and we really don't want. But anyway, so what I'm doing is just planting a few plants of each of my varieties and growing a few seedlings from True Seed every year, just to keep as much variety as I can, so that I can offer it to anybody else who wants to experiment, to breed, to grow unusual novelty potatoes with traits that you don't see in commercial potatoes. Maybe one day they'll come in useful. So basically I see myself as a potato seed bank. Just saving the types of potatoes you don't find anywhere else for the future. So really that's what I'm up to at the moment. I don't have much room. I'd like to have more, but for now I just have to struggle with doing what I'm doing on a small amount of land. So every year I offer some tubers through my website for people who want to experiment with different types of potatoes, and hopefully in the future the genetic material that I have can be of use to other people. So basically that's really what I do here. You'll notice, of course, with my videos that the potatoes I grow are not much like the commercial potatoes you find in the supermarket. They come in a huge variety of colours and shapes and textures. A lot of mine are not, you can't really put them into the floury or waxy category. They're more what I call sticky. They make great sticky mashed potato, but sometimes they don't cook just like you expect, and you have to experiment a bit with that. Another thing is something that I think is a great trait, is that the potatoes I grow produce in the heat of summer. Commercial potatoes, let's see, our summers have a lot of temperatures in the 30s and 40 degrees Celsius. Commercial potatoes won't produce any tubers at all, or at the very most a few very tiny tubers in those temperatures. I select, well, they actually self-select, because any of mine that don't produce in the summer just die out. I grow at least 2 crops a year. The first one starts in early spring and harvested in December, and the second one is planted in January, goes through the heat of summer and gets harvested in autumn. And they just don't make it if they don't produce in the summer. Of course the tubers are smaller, but I'm working on that. Well, that said, I do have 3 varieties which are commercial suitable, and I have some market gardeners who actually do grow some of my potatoes for sale at farmers markets and such. But most of mine don't really produce well enough or have big enough tubers for commercial sale. People just don't like, well, they're used to big flavourless potatoes. But we can work on that. That's not a big deal. My main issue is producing potatoes that will produce tubers in the heat of summer and grow in more hot and drought-like conditions, because that's unfortunately the way our future is looking. So there are good and bad traits in my potatoes, and it really depends on what you like. And if you've got some spare room, it doesn't hurt to grow some that don't produce as well, just for interest's sake. I mean, who doesn't love a potato salad that's got 3 or 4 different colours of potatoes in it? Anyway, so that's my little video for today, just telling you a bit about what I do here. Oh, I live in southern Victoria in Australia, in southwest Victoria, where the temperatures up until the last sort of 6 or 7 years have always been mild through the year. But our summers are definitely getting hotter every single year, and it's getting harder to grow potatoes for many people. So, and my aims are to produce potatoes that will suit future conditions. Okay, so that's enough about me, and I will see you next time, when probably in a couple of weeks, when I'm harvesting some more potatoes. Bye.